Well, hey there, this is Emma from mmmEnglish, and today I'm going to be answering your questions about me. Yeah, I'm a little hot under the collar already, even without a collar on. You've all been asking me lots of questions about my interests and my life. Fair enough, we hang out together every week. But I asked a few of you in my community here on YouTube to ask me some questions that you're curious to hear my answers of. So I've picked a few of them to answer today, but of course, if you've got a question, or maybe as I'm talking, you think you've got some other questions you want to ask me, then make sure you add them into the comments below. I think I'll probably make another video like this soon. All right, so question number 1 is from Walid. He asks, how did you begin your experience on YouTube? How was the idea born? And Vasanth also asked, why did I start my channel? I think I was quite flippant when I started the YouTube channel. At the time, I was working in a language school in Vietnam, and I was teaching adults, and they were coming to classes maybe 2 hours a week. And, so they were really frustrated with their progress. Of course, being in Vietnam, they couldn't really practice English a whole lot outside of the classroom. So I started creating these videos. I was trying at the time, I was experimenting to make some videos that could kind of be like just hanging out with me. If any of you have been right back to the start of my videos on the YouTube channel, you would know that I was doing a whole bunch of stuff, cooking food, teaching English by cooking, and going to restaurants and chatting with people about food, eating food myself. So when I started, it was really about creating a different type of experience of learning English than in a classroom. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work too. It would take me hours and hours to film a video. I'd have the camera set up on one angle. Of course, it was just me. I didn't have a team, a production team or anything. It was just me. So I would film and then move the camera to another angle and then bring it close to zoom in and check out what was happening. It was a lot of work. Okay, so number 2 is from Marina. She asks, Emma, what else do you do in your life besides YouTube? It's true, I don't only do YouTube in my life, so there's other things that I do get up to. I'm really into food. I don't know if you've noticed already, I've mentioned it about 6 times. But I love cooking, I love going out and eating, trying restaurants, going places with friends. I love cooking for people, mostly. If it was just me at home on my own one night, I would probably just cook a piece of toast, but I love cooking for other people. And I also really love traveling and doing adventurous outdoor things, but I also work a lot, quite a lot. I work on my channel, but I also work on another really special, amazing project. I spend most of my time working on that project. Now, you might have found something in your life like this that lights you up. I literally leap out of bed every day because I'm so excited about getting to work. The latest project is an online community. It supports women who are learning to speak English. And our focus is on helping women to overcome their fears of speaking, to support them as they take on new challenges with their English. So we help them to meet and connect with other women from different cultures around the world, to help them to find speaking partners in a really safe, supportive online environment. So even just conceiving and then creating and now managing a community like this has been the most challenging thing that I've ever done. I've had to acquire a whole bunch of new skills, solve so many problems that I just didn't even know existed in the world, and I've had to step up and manage a team as well. And incredibly, my fiance Shar has become my business partner through this whole process. And we work on this amazing creation together every single day. and I literally could not have come to the point where I'm at without him. We follow a program of conversations and lessons every fortnight about really interesting and meaningful topics. We talk about family and relationships and travel, culture and food, and our careers. We also talk about some of the challenges that women face, and we help each other to overcome some of those challenges. It's really English for the real world, ladies. And if you want to check it out, if you want to have a look, check out this link here or in the description. I'll take you on a tour of what it's like inside. All right, on we go. Question number 3, Tracy asked, what's the difference between teaching online and teaching in schools? Why is teaching online better? I don't know whether it is better, Tracy. I think that it's different. And there are reasons why I love teaching English online. I love that I can help and support a wide range of students. Often students who, may not ever have the chance to be in a classroom with a native English teacher. They may, not even really be able to afford having regular classes, but I can show up and be there to support them every single week on this channel. But one thing that I really miss about teaching in a classroom is about being physically surrounded by my students and, really getting to know them and understanding what some of their frustrations and challenges are and being able to make a significant impact on their lives and the way that they are learning English. I guess the only other thing that I would mention is that online teaching gives me in my personal life quite a bit of flexibility. I travel a lot. I have family in different places, so I'm constantly moving around. I mean, it really is a privilege to have a job where I can do that. I can take my work with me and I can do it from anywhere. There are also some downsides to that as well, just by the way. Like, I literally, hardly ever have a day off. I've always got my work with me, and it's not really an excuse when you go on holidays to not work because I've got my computer, I've got my phone. So the work-life balance side of things is not as perfect as, the idea of flexibility sounds and working for yourself. Okay, Adet has asked, have you ever had self-doubt when you need to take another step? Do you ask yourself, can I really make this happen? What if I fail? How do we overcome self-doubt? My gosh, this is such a good question. I experience self-doubt daily. Like I said, there have been some huge changes and challenges that have come up, through running my own business, starting the Ladies Project, running a YouTube channel, and I'm constantly filled with self-doubt. But I think the way that I deal with self-doubt is by accepting that it's there. I know that I'm always going to be doubting myself. Accepting that it's there and then moving forward regardless. So moving forward despite those feelings of self-doubt. Because what I've found in all of my experience of teaching, building a business, working in an office, building a career, learning a language, is that once you do something, once you try something, only two things can happen. One is that you surprise yourself and you feel like, I really didn't need to worry about that so much. It wasn't as bad as I thought. And the second thing is, if you mess up and make a mistake or you make a bad call, you do something wrong, all it does is show you what you shouldn't do next time or how you can improve the next time. And the next time feels a little easier because you've had that experience and you know what not to do. So when it comes to self-doubt, I have it every day, But my strategy, my personal strategy, is to recognize that it's there, but move on regardless. Okay, so Rasha asked, what inspires or motivates you? I think it might be a little cliche, but it's true that the determination of my students is what inspires me, and a huge desire to help them to reach their goals. I'm just constantly blown away and completely inspired by the challenges that you have to overcome to learn a language. I mean, learning a language is hard. It takes a commitment that you put in over many, many, many years. And, you know, the frustrations of not making progress and, you know, difficulties that come up in your life, it really takes stamina to succeed to the point where you people are at. And that's what inspires me. And anything that I can do to help you and support you on your journey is an actual blessing for me. Number 6, the question is, where do you live? So I am Australian. I think most of you know that, though people still get confused because of my accent. I live in Perth in the west of Australia, and it's a beautiful, beautiful city. I love living here. The weather is mostly glorious. The summertime is incredible. The water is crystal clear. The sky and the air is clear, sunny most of the time, and that really suits my lifestyle. But originally I'm from Melbourne in the east of Australia, and that's where all of my family is from, and I'm often back there visiting them. I've got family in Brisbane, another city in Australia, so I'm moving around a fair bit. I've also got family in Malaysia and in Thailand and in the UK. So like I said before, I really value the flexibility that I've created in my life through YouTube and through my online business. And it allows me to spend time with the people that I really care about in my life. And I think that's a really special thing. So Natine is asking, what is your favorite book and author? One that really stands out for me is Shantaram by Jeffrey David Roberts. And the reason why I love that book is it's so vividly descriptive of every aspect in the book. And I love just getting completely sucked into a book to feel like you're there in that moment. The other thing that I love about it is that it's quite challenging, because it really, I guess, asks you to think maybe a little differently about good and evil and right and wrong. It presents a guy who, you know, was in jail in Australia, who escaped prison and fled to India. And he started working for, you know, some of the gangs and got involved in drugs and stuff like that. But he also set up a hospital in one of the biggest slums in Bombay and ran it himself, and, you know, through all of that work, and it was all free, completely free volunteering, you know, you struggle to sort of feel like, is this guy good? Is he bad? And same with all the characters that he comes across in his life. So it's one of my, or it is my absolute favorite. It comes out on top every time. Elizaveta asks, how can I be a good English teacher like you? Thank you, Elizaveta. That's a really sweet comment. And of course you can be a good English teacher. My advice is to really try and find your own personality. Being comfortable and being sure in yourself allows you to really connect with other people. It's okay to be passionate. It's okay to absolutely love what you do, who you teach, what you teach. Don't hide your passion for your work. Everything should come through your lessons. Anyone can learn how to teach something, how to transfer information from your mind into someone else's. Anyone can do that. But the really successful teachers are the ones who show their personality and who capture your attention and who draw you into their world. And that's what I think really inspiring teaching is all about. I love this last one. Sudhir asks, when will you meet Lucy from English with Lucy? I have. I have. We made a couple of videos together way back when our channels were small and we just started out. And I happened to be visiting the UK for a couple of weeks. So I called Lucy up, or I messaged her and said, why don't we do it? So we did. That was years ago. Hi everyone, welcome to another English video. I am here in London and I have just run into another lovely English teacher, YouTube English teacher. It's Lucy.
Hello, I'm Lucy from English with Lucy, and I also have an English channel.
I'm sure that a lot of my viewers also actually subscribe to you, so I'm sure they'll be very excited to see us together.
Yeah, surprise!
We have both come so far since then. We catch up every now and again and kind of chat about how our channels are going and what else we're working on. And I agree. I think it's time we probably do something together again soon. Hopefully next year I'm going to be visiting the UK, so fingers crossed we can line something up. If you've got any ideas or suggestions for what that video could be, then make sure you drop them in the comments below and I'll share it with Lucy. So this has been kind of fun. It's been cool hanging out in my lounge room with you guys. I think I might have to do this a little more. It's much more comfortable than my studio. If you have any other questions, maybe some of the answers that I gave today made you think, what? I've got 10 more questions to ask you about that. Then please add them into the comments below. I'll probably try and make another video like this soon. Answering some of your questions, helping you to learn a little bit more about me and my business and my channel and my passions and my hobbies. So if you've got any questions, then do add them below. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. You really should have subscribed already, especially if you turn up to watch English lessons here every week, just like these ones. But thanks for joining me today, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.